welcome, and as always, three times welcome to the Literally Anything podcast for the people. What it do, y'all? We back. Oh man, it's been a long couple of weeks since the whole clicking team been on this John. Got my guy Left's in the building. Y'all see Left with the Ice Cube look right now. Just the hard ass ice grill with the LA Dodgers hat.
So
My nigga, I love your names always like you're the best of us at that shit easily. Like I don't like lefty. I like Adam Lefter is still one of my favorites. But this nigga here, let's hear it today. What is the moniker and give us the background?
Let's leave these motherfuckers alone, man. Like, I don't know.
That's why I wanted you to say it. I wouldn't have did it proper justice. Leave these motherfuckers alone, man. That's my man's name. Now, I'll let you get into why. You don't gotta go right into that. But yeah, my main man D Hood, aka leave these motherfuckers alone, man. And my best
Terrence Howard voice, man.
Howard, who I hate.
Man.
Karen, Karen, what up? We missed you too. Hey man, listen.
Hey, Swizzy.
All the regulars, all the regular fam, we appreciate y'all pulling up. We was off last week. Week before that, it was just me and my main man Chill Will. Shout out to Will. Left popped in on that job. The week before that, we was off, and then the week before that, it was everybody. So it's been up and down the last couple of weeks. This has been a lot going on. End of the school year for me at work. Beginning of the summer. Niggas about to have babies. Well, niggas not about to have babies, but niggas about to become dads because, y'all know the process. Y'all grown. That's happening. Left making some transitions over there with the way he get his money. A lot of shit was going on, man. A lot of shit been going on. But regardless of all that, we in the building. We glad y'all with us. I feel like it's a little bit of like ground to cover. Like we got a lot of shit to go over. But before we do any of that, as we always do, we will start with hot takes. We will start with my guy Left. Just because you look like you had something to say, you might not have, but
I mean, not really, but I don't know if y'all could see that. Like I cut my hair and shit. I don't know if y'all could see that, but the formation of waves and shit. And like I've been working on it. And the fact that I cut my hair and in a month's time I got waves, I feel like if I could do that shit, Kevin Durant should do it too. Like my man, brush your fucking hair. Like, brush your fucking hair. Like seriously. I'm tired of seeing you on everything looking like
you just whole roasted KD. You
dog.
You got
look. And you got way too motherfucking much money to be walking around with your shit like that. Cut the shit off.
I'm glad you get to watch, Karen, but at the same time, like I hope this situation doesn't hold up for you. I hope you get him out of there. I appreciate it.
Find out. Wait. So me cutting my hair lost you your job? This is not cool. This is not cool.
You give yourself a lot of credit there, my guy.
Hey yo, Left will never cut his hair. Yes, he would. No, he wouldn't. All right, well then bet your whole livelihood. Bet your whole life. Left posts that first picture of the waves. Oh my God.
I still got my hair. I still got it.
Damn, you did Shorty bad.
What type of rip you about to try and put on somebody?
I'm holding on to that shit so don't nobody.
You got a fish full of lumps.
You gonna burn it to ash?
Yeah, I'm making sure don't nobody put no voodoo on me, nigga.
Respect.
Wow
Respect.
for that. You gonna cook
I don't know, bro. I might have kept one.
You gonna cook a gumbo right in that hat?
My nigga got a handful
of thrushel.
Oh man. All right, but hot take Left. Where we at with it?
That was my hot take.
That was your hot take?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
I mean, KD, brush your fucking hair. That's
Yeah,
my hot
I
take.
mean, I
don't
respect
think
that.
that's-
It's
yeah,
your
I
time,
mean,
but I
niggas
think we've
know.
been telling that nigga to brush his hair. I don't know if.
I'm gonna keep telling him to brush his
No,
fucking
you're
hair.
right. You're right. He need lotion too. Once I seen one John where
Yeah.
bro leg looked like crackling and shit. That shit was
Fucking
like,
prehistoric
Feel like
river
peanut
bed.
brittle.
bro had he definitely had the peanut butter pork rind combination on his calf muscle. That shit wasn't cool. But anyway, that boy, he got way too, like you say, he got a lot of money, man. I guess we got a lot of money, you cannot give a fuck. But as
Hey,
far as
what's
people like us,
how like what happens to his legacy from this point?
are we speaking about basketball now?
Yeah.
Nothing happens to his legacy.
Even requesting the trade, like
I mean, that was done when he left OKC to go to a 73 win team. He any of that competitor or any of those other things that's always going to be questioned to him going forward from that point on. Even with him winning 2 Finals MVPs, even with him, being one of 2 pieces that made sure they could be that good as they were. Because I still refuse to say that Steph was 2 to him. I'll say they was 1 and 1A. But the way you got to guard Steph Curry with Kevin Durant on the floor makes things easier for Kevin Durant. I don't give a fuck.
And vice versa.
Like if it works both. Yeah, each one hand washes the other. And if you're a fan of basketball in real life and have any knowledge of the game, you understand that the 2 of them on the floor together is why it's so crazy. Like that's why it was so wild. But anyway, I digress. No, I don't think this hurts his legacy. Because I think his legacy was damaged irreparably from the first one. Like he's still, for me, probably the scariest offensive player in the history of basketball. Just as far as everything.
Yeah.
Him, Melo, Kobe, Mike, those are like offensively they could do everything.
Yeah.
Everything. Post up, drive, create their own shot, create shots for other people. They could do all of those things. And it was just scary how easy scoring came for them for me. So I don't think his legacy's harmed, but I think his legacy was by the way, I think that's unfair because that's what free agent is. If you're a free agent, you have the ability to join any team that can afford the contract that you so desire. I don't give a fuck what they did the year before. You are able to do that. While I understand from the competitive side of me, I wouldn't have done that. But why he gets such a bad rap for doing it is weird to me. Like, I understand it, but I don't understand why, like, his greatness should be hurt by that. And I think in some people's eyes it is. But, whatever the fuck. Leave me alone, man. Leave them people alone, man. What's up, man?
I don't know. Keep your thighs out, fellas. Like, go places with your thighs out. And be happy about your decisions.
Did you say keep your thighs out?
Yeah, for sure.
I heard Kev was on the beach with his thighs out last week.
Listen.
As he should have been. If his shirt was on, he was doing that positively wrong.
See, here's the thing, right? I take issue with the fact, like, listen, man, you know what you did to her, what you carrying. Stop bitching and just take the shirt off. I hate it. It was a nigga in the pool with the whole John on, the sleeve, not just the beater. He had like the sleeveless John, like the stop the shoulder sleeveless.
Like the 2K jersey.
Right, bruh. Take that goddamn shirt off, bro. Get your ass in the school. It's okay. She knew what you looked like when you bought her. You ain't getting the new chair. And if they don't like it, you can find somebody who do. Take that shirt off, my nigga. Like it's weird. It's weird as shit.
Why you want to wear that heavy ass like straight jacket in the pool, bro?
Yeah. Nigga had water shoes on too. Like
like bro, come on, bro. Let them dogs
Wait,
out.
that nigga sounded like a DJ Cool song.
Hey, y'all see that? I know I brought it up before, but I'm gonna bring it up again. Y'all see that video of MC Hammer rapping around all them thugs, but he had a G-string on. Like it was a lot of gangster niggas around. But he the only one there with a G-string on, bro.
For those who do not know,
rapping his
Hammer is a
ass
gangster,
off. Yeah. But like, I guess niggas just let that go. Like,
You must be that thug.
my nigga Shock said I'm swimming with my do-rag.
oh,
Go ahead, Shock.
This man is problematically African American.
No, Shock the OG. He don't give a fuck. Like,
Yeah, that's wild.
oh shit, yo, did you throw it over the hat, my nigga?
Yo,
That is
Wildin'.
wow. That's like
Yo,
Blank Man too.
To get back to the weird ass direction you was about to go, you're referring to the MC Hammer Pumps in the Bump video. So
That's wild that you even know what that's called.
listen, bro, that's what I like. That shit is from when I was like, what, 11, 12? I don't remember. Either way, but I can tell you this, right? I remember when that video came out, and I was like, no, like, this ain't it. Like, immediately, that shit was a problem. Like, so, like, it's weird to see people going back like niggas liked it then. Like, niggas was like, no, bro, we not doing this. You not fucking around.
How
with the G-string gyrating in front of the squad under a waterfall. Like, you wow.
That's wild.
We're like 14 white girls and 12 convicts. Like, it's just a weird ass scene. I never was comfortable with it. Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed at all. Oh man, that's funny as shit, yo. I saw that getting around on like the socials and shit. I was like, where y'all been with this? This ain't nothing new. Like
that blew my for me to hear the stories about how niggas said like little goofy jabs, like Redman throw a little goofy jab at him, and he pulled up and was gridlocked out the bay, like could not move at all. I was like, oh yeah, Hammer had it. Like the pants was goofy, but that's cool. I never knew that there was ever a lack of thereof. Like I knew the pants was goofy, but I never knew that there was ever a point where there was a lack of thereof. So like that's the part that's kind of throwing me off.
Like here's the thing, right? And it's a cautionary tale, but as well as a real nigga tale is like that Chappelle shit is real true. When keeping it real goes wrong. Sometimes you can be too faithful to the people you fuck with. Once Hammer got on, niggas in his hood wasn't hungry no more, bro. He was making sure everyone ate. Not like some people, like Hammer was making sure everybody ate. So as a result of that, you couldn't make a move talking crazy about this nigga nowhere and come into the town. Because he really was holding niggas down for real. Like, it was one of those things where, yeah, he ain't had to worry about shit, but he also went broke taking care of everybody. Like, so you know, it's that give and take. But no, you probably couldn't go to Oakland today and talk bad about him or some real shit. I'm not even trying to be funny. Like, you probably in the right circle, they'd be like, "Oh, you talking about Like, you might get fucked up like for no reason at all."
Lynch might come out and sock the shit out you.
Like, a nigga just come out quoting E40 lyrics, whooping your ass. Like, it could go down bad.
The accent and everything, like all of that. Man.
Yeah, I don't see that ending well for anybody. My man Shock with the hip hop knowledge. He stepped to third base and Redman. Remember third base? Damn. Mm-hmm. But from third base to talk shit about Hammer is wild, because like y'all playing with the like they wasn't I'm not mad at Hammer for going and saying something to them two niggas. Like, hold up, bro. Let me talk to y'all. Y'all guests here. Like, don't say shit about nothing I do, nigga. I got the whole hood eating. What are you two white men from Massachusetts doing? Like,
and I don't know. Is that MC Search?
Yeah,
Search and I forgot the other boy name.
Yeah, he doesn't mean anything to hip hop at all. Like, I mean, Search still was in the
Search kind of, you know what I mean, got a stamp with Nas.
Yeah, like say Search found Nas if you really want, you know. Like, well, I ain't gonna say found's a
stamp, like nice. Put him on a platform.
Yeah, thanks, Shot. Be nice. But like first time I saw Nas, he was with Search. That was like I can say like him and what's the boy name? Large, like all them. He was with that whole squad of niggas that was all rocking out. But you know, I'm always interested to see those kinds of things though. Like, you know, motherfuckers look a certain way on the camera, look a certain way when presented to you, but you go to the hood and really, really talk to the niggas that know, and you like, oh, wait a minute, like these niggas is official. Like, I think again, I said that though, hip hop's always on that weird line of I'm a real nigga, but I'm making sense. Like, it's always that fine line they got to navigate. And like we see, like the YSL situation and some of the niggas we see catching, they deny Gunner bail again too. By the way, at this point, bro, gotta stop. Just don't keep wasting that money, bro. Just sit and wait, because I know they're charging you every time you go. You might as well just sit on it right now.
Put that money, get you some, you know what I mean, some goldfish crackers, some, you know what I mean, some honey buns and stuff like that.
Yeah, man, you absolutely you got to just let that one slide, because you ice skating uphill just don't make no sense.
Learn how to cook meals on the prison steps and shit.
Yeah, put a ginger ale can and some goddamn pomade.
Yo, we know how much you hate jail meals, my nigga. We know how much that bothers you,
bro. It makes my skin crawl. Like, you ever? What's that? With the song with Joe Budden, and he was like, y'all be yelling "free my mans," and I'll be yelling at my man, "stop getting captured." Like, I really felt that. Like, why do you like going back so much?
Right. Yo, all right. My guy Shock. We appreciate the shout out, Shock. For those who don't know, when I first was doing this and I needed a computer mounted out so I could like get all the shit on there, I knew my man Shock was on that type time. He had them skills, and he's so thorough. He did that shit from his crib to my crib, and that brother took good care of the situation. He lives in North Carolina. I live in Philadelphia. That shit ain't mean nothing. My man made that shit happen, and it was easy, and it went as smooth as he said it would. And that's my guy, man. I appreciate you with that support and all the support you've shown since then, good brother. That's definitely a good look. Thank you, man. So, hot take. So I just saw something, right? And it's I don't know if y'all did any rounds on Twitter in the last couple of days, but there's an establishment called, I believe, Bell Fries in New York, and there were 3 young ladies who apparently didn't want to pay an extra $1.75 for sauce, and then these young ladies proceeded to trash the motherfucking place. And when I say trash, I mean fully, totally trash the place. They were arrested for motherfucking felonies. They caught felony charges because
$1.75.
$1.75 sauce.
$1.75.
Like, what in all the niggery? Like, that's just it's so frustrating.
Never in the history of niggerdom would I ever expect to hear some shit like that.
Like, never, my guy. Absolutely never. Like, and I don't even like the never thing. Like, but never would I fucking, like, y'all wildin'. What's wrong with y'all? But, you know, the part of it that's funny, though, is that niggas was encouraging the shit. Like, niggas is in the background with recording it, right? But here go the funny part. A nigga came in the background with a golf club, bro. Like, the video ends like maybe 12 seconds after the nigga walk into the video with the golf club. But, like, niggas really was on that. Like, I don't know, man. Like I said, I know I'm an old nigga, so I don't expect to be, you know, in tune with every motherfucking thing. But, like, y'all gotta tell me what the purpose of this shit is. Hold up. Because now at this point, hold up. Oh, wow. I think I just got to share the video. I think I'm gonna just pull it up. That's what I'm gonna do. And because I feel like me saying it is giving you some of it, but like for you to see it is going to be very, very different. Hold up.
Way. All the niggas who be thinking we soft, we don't.
I be soft.
Now, as you can see,
Hey yo,
I'm assuming she was a softball player at some
Yeah, he
point.
did have some good aim, B.
There's just no way she got that through that little ass partition. At this point,
Bang,
it's a
bang,
WWE
bang.
match. The Michigan on the
It's really you twerking though? You twerking
my
though?
lantern.
With
It is
so
COVID.
little
Wait a minute.
enthusiasm.
Did you see the
though.
fail? She tried to jump
Yeah.
up and that shit matumbled her ass. And she, all right, I got it now.
Wow. Hey, man.
Oh, you ain't ready for the best part, bro.
Tell me one of them take a shit on the floor. If that happens,
Well, I don't know how that would be the best part, but
that would be
okay.
incredible.
I'm so confused as to how that becomes the best part. No, the best part is that Shorty got hit in the head with the plexiglass. Right here. They about to put the John back up. She over there fucking shit up. Whoop.
Mink. They laughing at her. Ha ha ha! We fucked you up.
Go back. Wow. You gotta
Again.
something.
I couldn't tell it to you and not show it to you. And yes, Shock, 100% funny, but sad as shit. Now, it's sad for all the obvious reasons. We don't need to preach it, y'all. Y'all understand why that's not a good look for us as a people. But I'm gonna give you a few reasons why it's funny though. Twitter is an amazing source. The dude who reposted that video literally said, I don't know, for some reason I want to know their socials. Let me, basically like somebody get at me with their socials. It had to be about a 10-minute gap between his post and motherfucking screenshot and all three of these young ladies' social medias in his comments immediately.
Yo.
Twitter is the best for that kind of shit. If you got a nice following on Twitter and you do that kind of shit, you can really find out information about people. Boom. So,
loose.
the story continues. 7 minutes later, all three of them bitches was in cuffs. I don't want you to think that this was a long-standing thing. No.
Yeah, the feds really be
they got
like,
locked up
just,
outside of the motherfucking place. So really, all that for one drop of blood in my Thanos voice. Like, it was like, that shit was completely useless. Now, mind you, they got charged with felonies. They got hit with 3 felonies. None of that was misdemeanor behavior. Over $1.75 sauce. Now, I consider myself to be a greedy nigga. I eat at a lot of different restaurants and go to a lot of different places. I'm not sure that I've had felony sauce in my life. I don't recall eating felony sauce, meaning I don't recall eating a sauce good enough for me to catch a felony charge on. I don't know. Have y'all ever had felony sauce? I want to know if niggas had felony sauce before. I never had that flavor. I don't want it. Oh, by the way,
I've gotten violent over ketchup being on my stuff, but not like outwardly. More so, like I'm just never going to eat here ever again. Like on some like dramatic shit. Like I'm never going to eat at this Denny's because the ketchup got on my food.
Oh, you was at Denny's?
I don't eat at Denny's at all.
I don't. I'm just. That was just a.
No, you too rich for Denny's. We know.
Yeah.
I be trying to relate.
I be trying to get with you common motherfuckers and get into that.
No, we be doing.
Yeah, Denny's is racist as shit, man. I stopped eating at Denny's over 20 years
Yo,
ago.
I'm telling you.
It's wild that 20 years ago you had a choice. Like I could just not go to Denny's. Like 20 years ago, if I was going to Denny's, like I had no say in that. Like
Nigga, I'm
You said
44
when the
years
nigga
old,
maybe
dog.
I say about 10
I'm
years ago.
44 years old. I'm
Give or
gonna
take.
say it loud and proud, nigga. I'm 44 years old, dog.
Happy belated, good brother.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I mean,
Fofo, hit you with that fofo. Make sure you both your
yeah.
kids, bro.
Yeah,
I
we
was-
wasn't here for my guy's birthday.
I was that age 20 years ago.
Oh shit! Happy 44th, good brother. We wish you many more happy and healthy. All right, so felony sauce aside, that's the first. We on the roll with niggatry and ignorance, so we gonna get right into some shit that was on the internet for 2 weeks straight. Yes, we gonna talk about it because we ain't had a show since then. Y'all would have bought McDonald's for all the kids? I'm just curious. I'm curious. Would you have bought McDonald's for all the kids, bro?
Neither one of them is wrong in their sentiment. Neither one of them is wrong. He provided an intervention. She was like, "Oh, like what? Like I understand the sentiment. Oh yeah, you know what I mean. This is going to create civil rivalries, whatever. But okay, cool. My son could come eat this in the car, like." And then also, where is they dads at? Like where? Like see, I don't know. Like is that's not. I don't.
Here's the thing, right? And this is without me getting into what their fathers are doing. Okay. Here's my thing. First, I'll say, me personally, and we've done this before because this is what happens when you become an adult and you start having blended families and things of these natures happen. There have been times where one of the boys' moms would get all the kids and do things with them and buy stuff for them. Hey, who's there? I'm dropping him off. I want to make sure I have enough for everyone. We do that. But that's because we have healthy adult co-parenting situations. And we had to grow to learn how to maneuver in those roles. Our children are teenagers, and we've been doing this for now well over 10 years and making these moves happen and do these things. So the way we move, again, is not how I expect everyone to move. What we do is what we do, but we all have an understanding amongst each other that that's just how we operate. But if that's not the situation, and you got a thing where you have a woman trying to prove a point, because in my eyes, this was just a woman trying to prove a point, and at her child's expense, not at nobody else's. Because all they going, you don't think them kids gonna know that they was the kids on social media for McDonald's for the rest of their life? These are the type of implications that we don't think about when we do this shit with our kids now, because the World Wide Web is exactly that. And once it's out there forever. And niggas is literally gonna be able to look back at this and know, hey, y'all the kids they talking about. Where was your daddy at? Why your trifling ass daddy ain't bring you no McDonald's? Like, you don't even understand, like, on some, because kids are the cruelest people on the planet. And if the right situation come about and that information become, like, and yeah, I know you're not thinking about that in that moment, but you got to understand that the things you do that involve your children affect your children going forward. Bitch, let that boy eat his McDonald's with his dad, and that way your other kids ain't worried about it. But she wouldn't even let him do that, and that was my issue. She like, he can't eat it in the car, he can't do it. And then the bitch got on with her weird looking ass makeup the next day with this one continuous ass eyebrow, and then tried to like punch for that shit, like, and was going with it. Like, here's the thing, the kids come first. Am I telling you that I was always perfect at that? Fuck no, I wasn't, because I was emotional, young, and stupid. But in the end, the kids come first. Fuck your feelings, fuck his feelings, fuck my feelings. The kids come first. I would have bought them little kids some McDonald's, but if you ain't want that, let that little nigga go sit in the car with his dad and stop being weird. That shit weird. But go ahead.
Fuck them kids. No, I had to say it because it was.
I know.
It was there to say. Like, no. Funny thing about it is, I've been a surrogate step pop, like pretty much my whole adult life. So when it comes to a situation like that, yeah, I'm pretty sure I would have bought them kids some fucking McDonald's. You know, if I brought my kids McDonald's, I'm bringing food for everybody that's there. You know, but was he wrong? Fuck no, he wasn't wrong. Like, he wasn't wrong. like, and here's the weird thing, like she was talking about how he how they still be having sex and how their child is the youngest of the bunch or whatever. So it's like, you know that I got other kids or whatever, and you knew what the situation was. That shit still don't mean shit.
Right.
Because my job is to take care of my child.
Right. Exactly. And that's the bottom line. And I definitely saw that, but regardless, it's still a good talking point, and it brings up valid discussions amongst co-parenting and things like that. So even with that, and we still, I still feel like it's a good discussion to have.
Congratulations to Ant too, because he just had a little one. He just had a little one.
Congratulations, good bro. I think he might have told us that.
Yeah, man.
Like, he popped in, I think.
Seeing him in the pictures holding the baby, all falling asleep. I see you, good brother. Yeah.
It's the season for the youngins. Better y'all
I
than
did
me.
not know that it was a skit. I thought something happened over here.
Now, mind you, I didn't even see that was verified. I just seen people saying it. But regardless of whether it was or it wasn't, the discussion is still a valid one, and clearly one that needed to be had because it was on social media for a week and a half.
Yeah, that's
and I don't know that I still don't know that we've gotten any sort of consensus with it, because I really saw people when they joined like, he better not bring he better not come here and not bring nothing for all my kids. Like, hold up.
I just think
that entitlement is weird to me.
If there's one thing for like a blended family aspect, or if you were in this kid's life for a long time aspect, if this kid, the youngest, let's say, he was messing around with the mom, he was never in a house like that. Like, there was like, not even on the sneaky link stuff, but they was like casually messing around.
It wasn't the way they operated.
Yeah, it wasn't like he was a living dude forged a relationship with them kids. I don't think there's an emotional obligation for him to fend for anybody other than his own kid. Fuck what his finances look like.
Right. I agree.
I know that I'm the type of person that I would have bought the whole house, whatever. But I don't like the sentiment that he should have done that.
No, he don't owe nobody shit.
Yeah,
he don't owe nobody shit.
And see,
I agree with that 100%.
And I'm a person who, like I say, I've done that. Like, I remember back when, after me and my ex-wife split, like, she had, her sister and her kids staying with her. And for me, I'm like, all right, well, if I came through to see my kids and I brought food, I would bring enough food and I would just cook for everybody. Everybody gonna eat. We all here, we all gonna eat. Like, and that's what it's supposed, like, that's what it is when you a man of integrity. And I'm not saying that dude ain't a man of integrity, but that's just who I am.
Right.
And this is just what you do. But
I mean, I feel confident that all three of us have seen enough of this kind of shit, and we understand how shit works with kids and those dynamics, that we would have did, what needed to be done on that. It's like I said, it's a great discussion for me because it opens up, but it's a discussion that's got to be had from a good place though, because if you're coming from a place of personal hurt and you keep bringing in the shit that happened to you, and instead of looking at it from a logical point of view, you're gonna come up with a lot of goofy ass opinions on some shit like that. So that's one to think on too, man. That's definitely one to think on. Let's see here. Let's get to some other Negro happenings. Okay. Did y'all happen to catch any of my guy Method Man on My Expert Opinion?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I saw the one thing about him saying Nas.
So two standout points of the interview. For his verse in the What off of Ready to Die, he was discussing about, his just how it came together, how he got to the studio, and Big had already did his verse, so he came in, heard the beat, and then he just wrote that shit in a couple of minutes. And then right after that, bro said, I kind of bit the Nas flow on that joint. Like, and he was just kind of breaking it down, how like that New York State of Mind, like that whole kind of flow from that is kind of the flow he took on there, and that wasn't his normal flow pattern. And it's funny because I've always loved that verse from Meth, but definitely always felt like it didn't sound like other Meth at that time. Like his writing game is crazy now. It's absolutely a wild situation. Is how that works. Your influences, even when you don't necessarily mean to, or sometimes when you do mean to. And y'all, as artists, and oh by the way, Spoiled Coffee Entertainment, that album is out. Please go pick that thing up, stream it, do what you need.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. It's on everything. But I feel like that I'm always interested. Y'all know I always ask these questions when I talk to, or when we have artists on, or like when I start picking y'all brain about when y'all do that. Like, what is that? Like, is that part of the reason why, like, when y'all get in that space, y'all don't like listening to a lot of shit? Because it's naturally influential. Like, you just can't help, especially if it's one of them days where you like, I'm gonna write, but I don't feel like writing, or I gotta write this verse and I'm not necessarily in a good space. Do you kind of get lazy with it, or is it just like a natural influence thing? Like, what is that?
No, all right. Honestly, you always want your own voice. Like, you always want your own voice, regardless. But sometimes you can definitely be influenced by, you can be influenced by what you've been listening to. Like, it happens because, I mean, the human brain is a sponge, so you'll end up pulling stuff from other places and not even notice that that's what you did, you know, until you sit back and you listen and you be like, that don't sound like me. That don't sound like my normal, you know, the way I would.
You catch it on the get back, not in process.
You know,
you agree with that, bro?
Yeah, for sure. It's like there's times where I've listened to something because I listen to stuff dry, and there's times where I'll finally catch something like, damn, somebody else said this a little bit too close, and oftentimes I won't even fix it. I'll just kind of like scrap it. It's like the whole thing is kind of like tarnished to me.
Right. Because now you feel like you're polishing the shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Or sometimes it'll be like shit that I'm like, oh damn, like I squeezed a scheme dry. Like I could have dialed it back a little bit. All the whole verses.
Okay. Just let me get to the comments real quick before I press on. So this is a good. You know what? I'm gonna come back to this, Shock. That's gonna be my next topic right after I'm gonna swing back for that real quick because I kind of want to talk about that. I think that's good. And it says writing is journaling, and that's definitely true. The influence is ever present, and yes, it can come through unexpectedly. Sometimes I listen to classic albums when I'm writing; they get a different view. Shock right too, so he got a hell of a catalog. Been spitting since we were youngins. And he said you can pay homage without biting, which I definitely agree with. Like I definitely always felt like motherfuckers be acting like you can't like show love when I like it's a difference. It's definitely a difference. The second part of the interview with Meth that was kind of wild to me was when he was talking about they was going to pull up on Button and snuff him. Yo, is it me or is Button had beef with like Earth?
Everybody.
In the world who ain't had a problem with. Go ahead, Meth.
Like that's where the whole shit started from. The whole reason why he got slapped by the ball with Raekwon's homie, like, cause it wasn't Raekwon that slapped him, it was his homie, and dude is big as shit. Like, it came from Joe Budden saying that Meth didn't belong on that list of top MCs.
Yeah,
and
Which
you know,
people
feeling some type of way about the shit, like, yo, you out of your mind, da da da. But they felt like he wasn't putting enough respect on Meth's name. So something had happened, and then you know, they were sitting there talking about the situation or whatever, and that's when Raekwon and the other boy came and walked in the room, and the boy slapped the shit out of Joe.
Yo, like I said, I've never seen a dude have more issues with more people in the industry. Like he consistently finds somebody to have it out with. Like I don't
every time.
I'm a Button fan. Like I cannot say I'm not a fan, but the shit gets old though. Like I can't lie. Like the shit
Same
get
thing
old.
with Game. Same thing with Game.
Yes. Game. No. I'm sorry. It's not the same because I never liked Game. So I can't make that same comparison.
No, I mean, here nor there, they both.
Some of his work. He has a classic album. I will never say that first album is not a classic.
The consensus is he makes decent. He makes good enough music for people to still care, and he consistently tries to find somebody to argue with around the time of he should be in the spotlight. So I feel like the comparison is definitely there.
Absolutely. Yes. Okay. For that, from that perspective, I would agree with you 100%. But he drives me fucking crazy, bro. Like I don't know what it is about him. That just makes my entire ass itch. But he bothers the shit out of me, bro.
How do you feel about the Eminem thing? I don't even think we ever touched that. You know what I'm saying he's better than Eminem.
Again, it's just some shit to say. Like at this point, he's literally like on some Skip Bayless shit. Like I'm gonna say the most ridiculous shit ever, and then y'all gonna talk about it because I sound ridiculous.
It kills me, bro.
Like
Skip killed like that nigga. Really, honestly, like
he out here like he really gonna fight Draymond Green. That's funny.
Yeah,
Hold up, but I'm gonna come back to that because I promise you that's on the list. Give me 1 second on that. I don't want to lose track of this one with that my man Shock brought up because this is a good discussion. Now. There are 3 podcasts that are there. I watch all 3 of them. They're probably the 3 that I watch the most. Outside of my folks that I fuck with, like who podcasts I support, but like mainstream podcasts, I'll say. My Expert Opinion with Matt Hoffa, Drink Champs with Nori, and $1 Million Worth of Game with Gillian Rollo. If you had to rank them 1, 2, 3, what would you rank them?
The reverse order that you said it in.
So you would put $1 Million Worth of Game at number 1?
Yeah. Drink Champs at number 2. And what's it called?
At 3?
Method at 3, yeah. Because the only so like Drink Champs is definitely a more entertaining. There's a lot more things going on in all of the I don't know aspects of the show. Uh-huh. I just hate Nori's setups all the time. Like I always feel like they're very like me. Like let me tell you how I was involved in this one thing, and then now let you talk about it. Like Wallow does that a lot, but I feel like it's usually a point of like giving game. Like he when he get into his like when I was in Prison Bag, I always feel like I used to hate it too. Like like I've said, I used to hate Wallow. I used to hate it, but I was like, damn, like he really do be giving game. Like he be giving game. Even hearing him on like different people albums and stuff like that, like just like really just giving game. So I respect it. Nori, he give game sometimes, but like he's just not a very bright individual.
Yeah, Ant, talk that shit, Ant. Yeah, Ant. I'm sorry, my bad.
So that's I don't know.
I like being number 3. I ain't mad at that. Left, what would you rank them for those 3?
I think I gotta go with Drink Champs number 1. Like, cause to be honest, like that's pretty much the blueprint. Second, I go with My Expert Opinion, and I think like they've been like show's been getting a lot better. Like every week, it's like
the last 4 or 5 months have been much better than the beginning. Like he's really picked it up lately on the last couple of months with Math. I definitely like what he's doing. I like
maybe I gotta tap back in because it was a time for me that it was just like just very bland and like just very unbearable to watch. And like I don't really be hip on like I don't really be caring for like I don't know like a lot of times like feeling like when I feel like just like a bunch of just like niggas talking, I don't be really I don't know like it won't be.
The 21 Savage episode is fire. Listen, watch that one. and then all the ones like in that area, in that area. Yeah. Even a little bit before that, but I watched that one, and that was one of my favorites.
I say that to say because one time somebody from work said they wanted to tune in. They tuned in, and she said that the one thing she appreciated about our show was that it doesn't feel like it's just like a bunch of just men talking. Like there's like content and there's there's like substance there. You know what I mean? It's like
right.
like we really attack things from all angles. And like early in Math's like podcast,
it was heavy battle rap.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's not that way no more.
Now it's his guests are way different, so the content's coming through a lot better. He had Omar Epps on there, bro.
Yeah.
Like just check some of those episodes out. And mind you, I don't like Math. Like as a battle rapper,
that's another thing. I never respected him.
He fucking irritates the hell out of me as a battle rapper. Like I liked him at the beginning. He's one of them boys from the beginning of this shit. But like the last 4 or 5 battles I seen Math in, I was like, all right, Math, just go talk in the barbershop, nigga. I'm cool. I don't need none of this no more. Like I was cool off of him battling. He battled Hollow, but he was so mad at Hollow, he was never gonna lose that battle. Other than that, every battle where he not emotionally attached to wanting to punch a nigga in the face, he trash. And he even got all his grudge battles out. So I don't want to see Math battle no more. I'm good with Math in the medium he's in.
All of my favorite Math moments feel like novelty moments. Like whenever he swing on somebody, all right, cool, we know that's gonna happen. Him getting swung on, all right, cool, we know it's gonna happen. Probably my favorite battle or even like setup from him is on the Shady Show. So that's a novelty moment. Like his setup with all the things that he had to do for a black man to catch a cab. Like I thought that was like some of the hardest writing from him ever.
Oh no, Math used to be one of them dudes, man. Let me not like one of my favorite moments from Math is him. That nigga say, "This how Brooklyn do. Every time I look at you, I want to put a fist knife bullet or a foot and get like." He was talking crazy to niggas back in the day. Math was one of them boys. But
just like the actions I can never respect.
The ship sails at a certain point, and he found his second piece. I respect that. For me personally, for those 3 shows, simply because if I'm being 100% honest, without me watching Drink Champs, this podcast doesn't happen, and that's just me being honest. I gotta put them number 1 for that reason. I would say 1A is $1 million worth of game because I really like the tone of what they do, from the message to everything. Like the interaction between the two of them, that podcast is very solid. Like you can't really do better production wise than what they do. Math would be behind them, but not because he's not quality, but because I feel like those two are slightly more polished. But Math's production is working towards that. Those are the top 3 right now for me doing it. Like I said, outside the podcast boys, who's my niggas, shout out to podcast boys, they everywhere. Shout out to us because we are who we are. And other than that, like I fucked with them 3, like real heavy. But I would venture to say that influence wise, I think what Drink Champs did really kind of like planted the seed for even the direction of some of these other ones. Like because I don't even feel like $1 million worth of game is the same podcast it was when it started. I think it's changed a little bit. Mm-hmm. I think Drink Champs even influenced like the flow of like the way what's the joint with DC and them 85
South, yeah. It's more of a collaborative piece as opposed to just the 3 niggas.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like I think Drink Champs really kind of pushed a lot of people towards that because it was clearly working. Like it was clearly a thing that was hitting. So I'm always looking, for what other motherfuckers is doing and seeing how people making moves. Shout out to Gillian Wallow because they local for sure, and that's real shit. They've been in the rooms, as my guy likes to say often. All right, so where was I? Hold up, I was about to come back to something else. I want to make sure I don't miss nothing. Let me see. Let me get these comments real quick. WC and CJ Mack show is pretty dope. West Coast Drunk Champ. I have not checked that out. I will check that out. Definitely will check that out. Do y'all fuck with No Jumper?
Yeah, I fuck with it here and there.
It's cool. It depends on where the leverage is at. If if it's like a real nigga on there that's going to check Adam and that's not going to like because Adam really flex and be like, oh, I'm rich and my girl bad, so there's nothing that you can really say to fluster me, so I can kind of get off going crazy. But like Adam really be in them rooms, and I like when people be on there that really be in that really be orchestrating them rooms.
Right.
So like the power is
the power
you get
index is a little different. Yeah.
You get the honest interview out of it. So like I like them interviews. The when he on there with Nick Cannon and not Nick Cannon, Aaron Carter or whatever. You know what I mean? Like those corny little goofy moments, or he be on there with them chicks.
Shots
and that's a
when
fact.
Adam, he watch more.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I'm trying to think of the boy name, the boy from North Dakota. That motherfucker almost got his ass whooped a couple weeks ago. That shit was hilarious.
On there?
Yeah.
Nah.
He was talking real spicy to some boy that they was interviewing, and boy spit on him like that.
Damn.
Like, yeah. I was
like the level of disrespect
yeah.
that goes into that is crazy. Like,
yo,
you know how much you got to dislike a motherfucker that's pull spit out your ill, just fucking ill.
Yeah,
probably my favorite moment on No Jumper. Probably recently, I forget what his last name is, but his name Boo. He be on All Deaf doing like the.
I know you talking about.
So about Boo Capone.
Yeah, Boo Capone. Yeah. Veronica Nephew put me. I mean, I've seen him before, but Veronica Nephew really put me on to him. So like, and he really respected, in the area. So I was watching him on there, and they said something about what's the creator face name? Game manager. Whack.
I'm about to say Whack. None ass nigga.
Yeah, so he said something about Whack having a big booty, and he was like, yeah, in all the pictures he'd be like, on Pyro.
Yo,
he was
that
like,
shit was hilarious, bro.
He got the booty all in the picture. Yo, I was dying.
Yeah, no, boy, funny as shit.
But then they questioned that though. They was like, yo, like you stamped to be making them statements, and he threw his joint up on the set, like.
Listen,
I can make whatever jokes I feel like.
Here's my thing with Whack, right? Whack can punch a nigga in the face. We seen this. We know this. That don't mean you're not a weirdo, nigga. Like, that don't change nothing. Like, the fact that you're punching nigga in the face is just, that's separate to the fact that you are a stone cold weird nigga.
Weirdo,
like, like, thoroughly, completely, 100%. Nobody cares about that other shit. Nobody.
Yeah. Like, imagine sitting there minding your business, like, just nowhere. Then you get notification like, oh yeah, like you was brought up in his interview. You look at the interview.
You see this? Got punched too though.
Yeah, that's a fact. You see this? This just say Jim Jones, right? Jim Jones, right? And oh yeah, let me get 4 drugs, please. It's Jim Jones. It's Jim Jones.
Yo,
I don't even sell drugs.
Even with the Russell Wilson, I like 4 drugs, please.
Yeah, horrible.
Yo, and then he always like he forever talking about motherfuckers be ratting, but nigga, you be ratting right there on camera.
Tattle skedaddle.
Like shit crazy. All right, so one more piece of niggadry to get into, and then we got a couple of little serious joints we gonna bop on real quick because shit been wild out here. The niggadry and the bullshit. Why do Skip Bayless think he could fight? Like, he didn't, in the last couple of weeks, he didn't call out Russell Westbrook and Draymond Green with beef. Like, come on, Skip Bayless.
First of all,
it ain't enough Mountain Dew in the world to get your dumb ass hyped up enough to get rolling 60 on by Westbrook and the homies.
Hey, I'm a nigga that could fight, and I'm not fighting no nigga named Draymond.
Yeah, that's a real cool name. That's one of them names. That's
no, dog. Your name Draymond? No,
yeah, no. I'm cool. Like, here go the thing. I get that we live in an age where the most outrageous take gets the most attention. Unfortunately, that's where we're at. So that's why people care about what Skip Bayless has to say. But if I'm an athlete, number one, I gotta ignore Skip. But
every time,
there's no way he gets any of my fucking attention if I'm living the way they living, doing the shit they doing, I'm just not. Has LeBron James ever said any? He say the craziest shit in the world about LeBron. LeBron ain't never got on nothing to say. You know why? Because LeBron piss away Skip Bayless money every morning. He don't give a fuck about Skip Bayless.
Put a pin in that too, because I have something for LeBron as well.
He don't give a fuck about that, bro.
Right.
Like, he's not bothered by that shit. Draymond Green, I understand Draymond has a podcast, and that brings viewership. His angle's different. I get why Dre responded, because in his, if I have that medium and I'm having the success of that, by the way, a sports podcast, his is one of the good ones. I like All the Smoke and Knuckleheads better, but Dre has a very good podcast sports wise.
Hey, I've been seeing the clip of these. I think he used to play tackle for the Titans or whatever, and they be in a bus.
Oh, you talking about busting with the boys?
Yeah, busting with the boys. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I haven't watched like a full joint, but I've seen clips and they look all right.
Yeah. I like Ryan Clark's joint too.
Yeah,
I like his too.
It's not just his; it's the pivot. It's Ryan Clark and it's Fred Taylor. And what the fuck is his name?
I mean,
for the Dolphins, because it's a spinoff of, you know, the
Interrupted. It's the Interrupted, right? Or not Interrupted. Shit. I know what you're talking about. Brandon Marshall.
Brandon Marshall's joint.
Right.
He was on some weirdo shit once they got the bag, and like they was like, well, we gonna slide.
I mean, you know how that go.
And I felt like
he's weird.
I felt like he fucked up the show as soon, like once they got the bag, like you saw it in the production value. It was just, I was like, yeah, this ain't gonna be the same. Like,
hey man, sometimes the shit that got you right is the shit you got to stick with. Like, and that's just what it is. Like, you get too fancy because the money in there, and you start doing goofy shit. So, you know, whatever with that. But my thing is this, right? Are we at a point now where, so like during the finals, right? Draymond was talking about on his podcast the new media and the fact that like this era of just saying the most outrageous and controversial thing in order to get clicks is about to end, because we have people coming up with more voice that have more integrity journalistically than, you know, some of the others that are currently doing it. Where do you think? Do you feel like the hot take era is done? Do you feel like it's coming to an end? Do you feel like because honestly, I believe that now with the way clickbait is and this instant gratification like situation that we in, the hot take nigga always gonna have the nigga who's willing to say the most outrageous shit and stand on it is always gonna have a voice. Like going forward, I don't see that changing. Do niggas like? Do y'all agree with me, or am I tripping on that? I don't think that shit's gonna change. No matter how much athletes or celebrities or whoever call these motherfuckers out, they still gonna do it because it works. Because it works.
I think it's gonna get more and more risky. Like we even we're in a more of a theatrical era. So it's like, what more can you do to grab my attention more than whatever this dude is saying?
Right.
So now we got like Russ hopping into the second row because somebody said something wild to him. Like, these are not caged animals. You know what I mean? Like, these are niggas like who really grew up with trauma.
Right. And there's a discussion to be had around that. But at what point is it just all like you feeding into it if you're the person on the other side? Like if you're the celebrity, the athlete, the actor, the actress, the singer, the rapper, if you're any of those, you're feeding into the goofy shit and you're helping the people do what they want because they're saying these things to you to get that reaction, to get that clickbait. Even like to the point of the boy that snuck into the finals looked like Klay Thompson and recorded it. He's never going to get into another Warriors game in that building. Do you think he gives a fuck? You know how many hits his website probably got, or so on and so. Like it people will sacrifice things for that fame. How do you fight that? I don't see that changing.
Well, as far as the whole new media thing, I feel like they're gaining steam just due to the fact that you have people who really know what they're talking about when it comes to the sports that they broadcast on. Like the clickbait shit, I think it's going to diminish a little bit, but I don't feel like it's going is going away, because like we live in the TikTok era. Like everything is just that fast.
It's constantly consumed.
Mm-hmm.
Like it
So-
never stops. The cycle never stops.
So what can you do
go ahead.
to stop people from like it's junk food? It's junk food entertainment. Plain
I like that term.
It's
I
junk
like
food entertainment. You always like you looking for something, something sweet, something that get you going or whatever, and that's what they do. But like you look at a person like JJ Redick, who being on a show with Stephen A. and housing the fuck out of him, and then it's
I like JJ. JJ's got a good podcast too. He's another one.
Yeah, so it's shit is slowing down for the clickbait, but it's not gonna stop.
For as much as we preach positivity and we talk all this other goofy shit, when the negative shit happen, we be on it. Like that's just what it is. Like if we be honest about it, like we like that shit. We say we don't. We act appalled when it happened, but the truth is that niggas be checking for it, like for weeks at a time too. Like
Journalistic integrity, man. Journalistic integrity.
yeah, man. It's a tough thing to have because I deal with it every week, bro. I look through some publications and some shit that I know our show is better than. Like, and that ain't hating. That ain't me not like I want all the success in the world for everybody to take the time to put one of these together. If you put a vlog, a podcast, a video podcast, I don't want nothing but success for none of the people that do that shit because I understand how real it is. It's a tough motherfucking thing to do. And it takes a lot of concentration and effort and all those other things. So I don't want to shit on anybody's effort. But there are shows out there that get infinitely more viewers than ours that we are infinitely better than. Fuck that. Yes, I'm going to tell you. It's a lot of shows that y'all niggas tune in and watch every single week that's way, way worse than ours. And when I say worse, I don't mean they bad, but we doing what we fucking need to do, and they're just not on our level. But that's okay. I don't get mad about it. I can come on here and bitch about that every week. I don't. What is going to change? Motherfuckers who going to watch, going to watch. I love y'all. Motherfuckers who not going to watch, not going to watch. Guess what? Love y'all too. Because when y'all come around to it, it is what it is. If we ever blow, I know the motherfuckers who was here. I know the people who was in these comments when it was 8 motherfuckers watching at a time. You dig me? Like, I know what's out there, and I know it's a way we could be a part of that. If we started getting goofy and saying all types of wild shit, and I put it up on TikTok, and eventually something go viral, saying some outrageously outlandish shit, we could do that. I don't want that. I don't want it that way. I don't want it that way at all. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I just can't. I can't put my integrity, and it's not even journalistic integrity, just me as a motherfucking man, like, and y'all as my brothers, as men, on some goofy shit, just so people could be like, we know them. Fuck out of here. I'm gonna take care of my family regardless. I do this because I enjoy doing it. I don't do it because I need none of this shit. But again, regardless of all that, there's a lot of motherfuckers that we better than. Dot. So, I don't trip on this shit. It is what it is. It's one of those things you gotta learn to accept or keep it moving. Now, first off, Literally Anything Podcast for the people. We are an hour and 3 minutes in. Thank you everybody for joining us, checking us out. We talked about a lot of ignorant Negro type shit in the first hour. We're gonna get in the next 15-20 minutes some more serious shit, and then we're gonna close the way we always close. Because I got a couple of good stories. For those who don't know, I just came back from vacation. I was in Cabo for a week. It's wild. Yeah, we'll get
French ass nigga.
But a lot of shit, like I said, we ain't really had the opportunity to talk about a whole lot of things. So we'll start at the top of the goofy shit. Roe versus Wade was overturned by the Supreme Court officially. It was something we wasn't sure was going to happen, but it has now happened and is official. I just don't understand the value of old Caucasian men being interested in all the coochie in the country. Like, that's just, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Don't tell me it's religious. Don't tell me none of that. Like it's bullshit. It's just bullshit. And that's just where I stand on it. Left, I see you shrugging your shoulders and shit, so I'll let you go first, bro.
Hold on. I need to do something real quick before.
My nigga is the king of the props. He's got a prop for everything, and I'm low key frightened to see where he's about to go with this.
Yeah, nigga, you ain't about to have me follow by them people.
Ah, shit, nah. I don't got it. I thought I had it in that drawer.
Okay.
All right. Now, this is all a situation about the white man being afraid that his seed is dying. Because it's been forecasted that by, I believe, either 2050 or 2060, somewhere around that time frame, that white people will no longer be the majority because of the fact that it's so many people, so many interracial relationships, and people cross-pollination, so many interracial children being born, that there will be no such thing as a pure white person.
Damn.
So their job now is to protect their seed, to preserve their race.
Talk about it.
That's what this is about. That's what this whole thing is about. Because per capita, more white people have abortions than any other race combined.
Talk heavy, nigga.
It's like 46% of the abortions that happen are white females having abortions. And if they're the majority,
who stands there? All right, left. Usually when you start talking like that, I'll be worried, but I'm not mad at that theory because I don't 100% disagree with it. Go ahead, Hood.
I mean, this is not even my conversation for real. Like, what? Like, this don't got nothing to do with me.
I understand that, but I mean, the conversation is here to be had. We got opinions. I'm not saying that our opinion should be law. Clearly, we don't have no discussion, no control over it. Because if we did, it wouldn't be where it is. So clearly, that's not the case. But I'm just curious to see, what's on your brain with it, bro.
I just think everybody should just shut the fuck up. Like, if it has nothing to do with them, like. It's like
if I ain't had to worry, that's what I would do. I would shut the fuck up, like real shit. Yeah, I'm not mad at that.
If I don't, it don't got nothing to do with me. Like, I understand when people have to, make those moves. Like I understand that. I also understand. I understand the ignorance of not understand or not having. Like a basis of just like an understanding of contraception with like people who just like abuse it as a mean of birth control. I understand that people aren't aware. You know what I mean? Like, so there are people who like maybe those people don't necessarily need to have kids. Do I believe in abortion? Not really. Like, however, I do believe that I would have to make that decision if ever need be. Like, that's just a personal thing. So I just don't think that it's anybody's.
That's what you just said right there. Two people are in a situation, and those two people come to a decision to do something, or a woman's in a situation and she's not in agreement with the man, and she's the one who is going to have to carry the baby, and so on and so. This is not about us. This is not about us. This is about each individual woman in each individual situation making her own choice and having the ability to do that. That's it. Nothing else. Nothing else. Nothing else. It's not about what anyone believes, ideologies, any of that. This is about the simple human right of deciding what happens to your body. End of story. I don't understand what's so difficult about that. It seems really fucking easy to me. Like,
even when people say the argument of like, oh well, if she wants to have the kid, the man doesn't have any say. Like, he's automatically roped in. Like, even that, I don't even think that's even has to do with what we talking about here. I think they're two totally different ethical conversations.
Right, but that's the part, the ethics part. That's what makes it different. I've never understood the need of government or government people to be involved in people's day-to-day lives, from abortion to gay marriage to the lack of separation between church and state that a lot of them will try and put. Like, all those things are just, these are personal decisions that should be left to the persons. I don't know. I think we put a lot of energy into things that are very, very simple. This thing's gotten a ton of press, a ton of energy, a ton of negative, a ton of support, a ton of everything from every side. And everyone individually has a different dog in the race, as they say.
I'll tell you what, though, like the thing that makes me really upset when it comes to this country that we live in is a lot of times you have old white men making decisions for the livelihood of people they don't understand, have no idea, or have no, like, they don't even want to understand them. Like, it's the same thing about people arguing, old white men arguing over shit, and it costs young men of all races their lives because they're going to war over some bullshit. Like, stay the fuck out of my business. Stay the fuck out of our business. That's not what you got elected for. It's not what you got elected for.
Real quick, y'all see this beautiful ass background behind me, bro?
Yo, that shit look like your shirt, B.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, no, that's a beautiful picture. Yeah, that's a hell. I like that.
Look like your shirt, B, man.
As we continue though about just unnecessary shit and shit that for a long time, well, let me not say for a long time, for a lot of the beginning of our show, it was a lot of very like heavy racial injustice type shit happening, and we got to the point where it was our weekly segment of why they don't give a fuck about black people and how they proved it in this particular week. Well, we back on that. Young Mr. Jalen Walker, Akron, Ohio, 25-year-old young man, let a shot off out of his car, jumped out of his car, ran from the cops. The gun was still in the car as he ran. Body camera footage shows Mr. Walker being shot 60 times. 80 plus shots were fired. 60 hit him. 60 fucking shots hit this unarmed 25-year-old black man as he was running away from the police.
Here's something.
Fuck. Go ahead. I'll let you get you because it's more. It's not even. That's not even the end.
Wait. If you have an intruder in your house and they're running away, you're not allowed to shoot them, correct?
Correct. 100%. They will lock you the fuck up. Their back
is turned to you and they're retreating. Even if they're not outside of your house, you are not allowed to shoot that person because they are retreating. What makes anything different when it comes to a cop chasing after an individual? And then
this is the mentality right here where Ant said, if you running, you did something. You have to know if you ran.
I don't remember what the actual case is. I could look it up in a second. But Supreme Court has ruled that you can't shoot a fleeing target. I believe the case took place in Arizona. I'm gonna look it up in a second. Long story short, dude was a burglar. He wanted to go hop over like a side gate, and a cop pulled a gun out and shot him. That cop, I believe, was cleared because up to that point there was never any law that said you couldn't shoot someone from behind.
And then they put it on the book after.
Exactly. And the Supreme Court ruled from that point forward you can't shoot a fleeing target. So there is
precedent.
There's case law in place. I'm looking it up now.
Yeah.
So Go ahead, Left. Go ahead.
That's the shit that I like. So me as a civilian, having somebody like, and I could have just been, like I could have had somebody personally just fucking assault me, do all sorts of shit, and once he turned his back and run, I'm not allowed to shoot that motherfucker. I'm not. So it shouldn't be no different for the cops.
I got it. It's Tennessee versus Gardner. Under the Fourth Amendment, when law enforcement officer is pursuing a fleeing suspect, the officer may not use deadly force to prevent an escape.
Simple as that. So, I'll give you a little more of the absolutely disgusting details of this case. It happened on June 27th. There was an 18-minute car chase and then a brief foot chase. 8 officers were put on leave for firing as many as 90 bullets.
Jeez.
They continued to shoot Walker once he hit the ground. Medical examiner photos showed that he had wounds from his ankle to his cheek, both in the front and the back of his body. But the most disgusting piece of all of this is that when he was rolled into the medical examiner's office with 60 bullets inside of him, he was handcuffed. Dead.
Oh, wow.
Dead as a motherfucker with 60 bullets in him. And he was handcuffed. Like what happens? Like, at what point is there like that's not, I don't give a fuck. A young man running away from you doesn't deserve 60 fucking bullets and to be cuffed while dead, taken into the medical examiner's office.
The part where, I mean, because inevitably they get away with it. Like we know this. You know what I mean? Like they gave us Derek Chauvin. Like the odds are kind of against.
And
us.
we've always felt like he was more of a token. Like,
yeah, for sure.
They offered him up to us because they was tired of us burning shit down.
It was a cool little moment. But the piece where they're going to get off, it says unless the officer has probable cause to believe that the suspect poses a significant threat of death or serious physical injury to officers or others, because he shot the gun off in the car initially.
There will be enough where they will find a loophole. I will agree with that. I don't see this ending any other way. His family will not get justice for the situation. There's no way this ends.
They may get a civil suit out of the city for sure, for the gross overkill, but
appeasement.
We'll
appease you by paying you, but that's not justice in any way. I don't even know that's appeasement. That's a token. Even the money is token.
Yeah,
like, because I'm sure if you ask that mother, she'd rather have her son than any amount of money that you're gonna give her. Right. So that but the fact that he was handcuffed after being shot 60 times, both in the front and back of his body, from ankle to cheek, 8 officers, 90 plus shots. I just I can't see a situation where that's called for, and I can't imagine like being the parent in that situation, because your kid, and I'm sure that young man was scared to death.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was terrified in that moment because he knew he did some dumb shit. But he ain't deserved 60 fucking bullets, man. This is just there's not a world where that makes any fucking sense to me, man. It's disgusting. In some other bullshit news, y'all remember the Tamir Rice situation in Cleveland, where the young man had a BB gun. Cop killed him. He was fired from his job in Cleveland. There is a small town in Pennsylvania that has now just hired this gentleman to be an officer, like as a cop again. More proof that we don't fucking matter. All that brother had to do was relocate, and everything was good.
Pennsylvania. There was I want to say University of Pittsburgh or something like that, and it was in the Pittsburgh area. Cop killed somebody, got a slap on the wrist, moved up the street, got a new job, and then laughed about it or something like that. Like, I'll do it again, type shit.
But this is what they do.
I'm about to say it's become so commonplace that I'm sure there's a sector of law enforcement that doesn't fear any retribution, because they've seen enough to know that they can get away with it if they work it the right way. Did anybody check out We Own the City, the HBO June? It's about check it out. It's it's based on a true story about the Baltimore Gun Trace Task Force, and essentially this was just a group of cops whose job it was to get guns off the street, and they was just robbing drug dealers. Like that's literally what they was doing. Like the FBI, basically had like bugs in their car and all kinds of shit, and they caught him. Check it out when you get a minute. We Own the City. The same producers and writers from The Wire did this. It is based in Baltimore, so you will see a lot of familiar faces in very different roles. I won't spoil it completely because I've given away some of it, but I want you to watch it. It's very good. It's only 6 episodes and it's well worth the time. So if you got HBO Max, check out We Own the City. And but it really speaks to the corruption piece of just understanding that as long as you're arresting people, the cops for the most part can get away with anything.
Yeah.
Anything. It's really, really crazy. So yeah, the officer that killed Tommy Rice is working again. As wild as that sounds, he's a cop again. Let's see what else. I got one more thing. So the other night, we here in Philadelphia have a thing called Welcome America, where they do a concert and a parade and all that to celebrate the 4th of July. A lot of us have long since stopped celebrating the 4th of July, if we ever did. It's kind of not a thing anymore for us. We much more of a Juneteenth crowd. But anyway, it was the regular Hoop Live, all the people down there and doing everything. And apparently some shots were fired and 2 officers were hit. None of the officers were badly injured. They were both sent home that night. One was grazed in the head. I forgot what the other one was hit. And they both were released that night. And I want everybody to go home every night. If you got a job, I don't give a fuck what you do. I want you to go home every night. I don't never. That's the most heinous shit for anybody. And that's not even where I'm going with this whole thing. A few of our city councilmen had a press conference the next day, and they were discussing on reinstating stop and frisk. This was the discussion based on what happened on the Parkway with the cops getting hit. They said that we need to reinstate stop and frisk to get the guns off the streets. I know how I feel about it, but just hearing that statement, what's the first thing that come to your mind, Left? And Left, I know you've been harassed by the cops a billion fucking times. You've told the stories on here on a few of those. So like reinstate and stop and frisk. How you feel about that, Left?
Yo, you got a burn on you? That's how I feel about that shit. Yo, you got a hammer on you?
Yeah, you stand on you got a hammer on you. Like, bro was standing on my steps talking to me, bro. Cop was just literally riding by and stopped his car to get out the car to come ask this brother if he had a gun on his hip.
You got a hammer on you.
Like, and this is at the time when the stop and frisk shit was popping heavy.
Like, minding my fucking business. Ain't got nothing to do with nothing else. Like, oh, I got a bubble coat on. Matter of fact, a bubble vest. I was real New York at the time. I was looking real New Yorkish and shit. And he just rolled up on me. So for me, that stop and frisk shit, I really feel like it's a violation. Like, if you gonna do something, bring the fucking National Guard in.
You want a military state? That's how you feel?
Like, and I'm not speaking of having it to be like all right, so when the rioting happened, that shit calmed everything down nice and fast. I mean, you had some situations like the 52nd Street situation where they was going at it with them boys or whatever, but for the most part,
nigga drove a forklift down the block with the National Guard around the corner. Like, totally different. Like, don't come here with that goofy shit. Like, niggas don't care. My nigga stole the forklift out of fucking Lowe's and rode that shit down Parkside Avenue.
Yeah.
And everybody was out there.
But the stop and frisk not doing nothing. Like, because all that's going to happen is people going to get shot in the back. Everybody that got guns going to take off running. Is going to be people getting shot in the back. Like, it's a lot of bullshit. Like, or people shooting at the cops because the cops coming. Like, you putting your officers at risk. Because especially with these young boys that's out here now, like, they different than what it was even back then when the cops came and approached me. Like, these young boys is on some other shit, like, and they ready to shoot something for no fucking reason, just so they can be able to say, yeah, man, cop came up on me. I was like, like, that's what they want to do. So
then they're gonna go to the studio and do a song about it. That's what they do.
That's gonna be the first time they rap. First time they rap. First time
body, I'm a rapper now.
Nigga never thought about rapping a day in his life.
Was that some shit they did in Jersey? They do the stop and frisk over there?
Yeah, for sure. And which is weird, like we used to, so like between Atlantic City is different. Like that's basically like at least as far as policing is concerned, it's basically the same thing as Philly. But Egg Harbor City is different because you might only have like 2 officers on duty at a time because it's such a small town.
Right.
So like you knew what you could kind of get away with given who was around. Like if you seen
navigate it differently.
Yeah, like if you seen Elwood, you knew that it wasn't really much to be had. Like Elwood was this black dude that just hated black people, was like wild racist. You know what I mean? Like
he was the black dude on
I hate you because my guns. Shit.
I'm trying to think what buddy name is. Oh, I forget what his name is. He was like trying to talk to like when I was in like 5th grade. He was like trying to talk to the girls and around us. Long story short, he got jammed up a couple years ago because he was like getting girls' phone numbers and like trying like sexually harassing them, like getting them out of tickets and stuff. So a bunch of girls like flipped on him. This joker drank like a bottle of wild turkey and drove his car like 90 miles an hour into a tree. Boom. And it didn't do nothing but paralyzing from the waist down. So you still got to do that jail time, buddy.
You earned that. I'm glad that happened. I'm glad he survived.
Yeah.
God bless. Good for him. And my man. Facts. So here's my thing with the stopper first, right? The numbers show that this shit don't work. No matter how you believe the ethics of it is, or what you believe the ethics are, I should say, no matter what you believe the morality is, no matter what your pedagogy is, all these beautiful big words you can use to speak about what your thought process on the situation is that they've used it before, they've done it before, and it doesn't work. What it works to do is disproportionately goes against young black men because these are the people who they are stopping and frisking by such a large percentage that it's unbelievable. 8 out of every 10 stop and frisk is from a minority,
and all of them unfounded.
Exactly.
Like it did nothing. It did nothing to gun stats in New York City. Nothing.
If you're a young man, right? Excuse me. If you're a young man and you look on the news and you see the mayor say, "I can't wait to not be mayor of this city," and then the next day you see city council say, "We're employing stop and frisk," I'm not letting none of the motherfuckers stop me if I see that, because clearly he don't give a fuck, and y'all fed up. Now y'all gonna tell these niggas go fuck with us. That's the logical next step. When your mayor is on TV, I'll say it again. When your mayor's on television saying he can't wait to not be mayor, you got a problem. You got a major fucking problem, bro. Like,
yo, I'm gonna be honest with you though. Like for and I have my feelings towards him too, because I feel like a lot of this shit is his fault.
Facts.
As the mayor, but then you had situations that he had to deal with that, like, I forget what it was, but what a couple years ago, wasn't they people picketing outside of his girlfriend's crib?
Something like that.
You dig what I'm saying? Yeah, I wouldn't want to be fucking mayor here no more, neither.
But you don't say it.
Yeah,
Like, you don't say it. Like,
Yeah.
you just don't say it. Like, listen, it's a lot of crazy shit that goes on in my household. I don't never be like, yo, I can't wait till I don't say that kind of shit to my kids or to the people that I'm leading, to the people that, like, no matter how down I get, I don't say certain shit out loud. Certainly not on television. Like, he's in that position because he's supposed to have enough grace, enough character, enough, gumption within the flow of his leadership to show that he can fight through that shit. You don't think Barack wanted to be like, yo, I can't wait. Last 6 months of Barack Obama presidency, he could have easily been like, man, fuck all y'all. I can't wait to get out of here.
Every time I try to put a bill through and you guys just say no, it's fuck you.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Barack could have been like, you know what? I'm on my way out of here. Fuck you. He could have easily.
At the end of 3, he was probably like, all right, I'm about to be about this joint analogy. Now you gonna run it back. 4.
Another one. Yeah, exactly. That's
Another one.
Beating me over that suit.
When you decide to take that job or jobs of those levels, you got to understand that the shit ends with you. Even if it's not your fault, everything starts and ends with you. If you're not prepared to deal with that for whatever amount of years, do not accept the job. I don't have any sympathy for him. I understand that he's under a lot of pressure. I understand that the people in his life are harassed on a daily basis. I understand that people go on social media and talk crazy about this nigga often. I understand all of that. But motherfucker, you signed up for that. You had campaign fundraisers. You went and had people knocking on doors. You did all these things to get this job. This is the job, nigga. This the job. Like, it ain't no, I'm tired. You could be tired behind closed doors. You could be tired when them niggas got the 5-car caravan flying down the highway and you don't got to deal with traffic. Be tired in those moments. But when the cameras is on, you can't get tired, nigga. You're not afforded that opportunity. You don't have that much grace. You don't get tired. Kevin Gates, nigga, you can't get tired.
You got all these jobs.
Like, real shit. Like, you just don't, you're not afforded that luxury. Ever. You don't get to go on TV and say that. But whatever, man.
He was talking like Stone Cold Steve Austin too. He's like, "Can I get a hell yeah, hell yeah?"
It was like, yo, it was like, so
you really
did you just say that you can't wait to not be married again?
Hell yeah!
That's what I said. Hell yeah,
hell yeah!
And another beer. Another beer. Definitely.
And another beer. 4
beers. 5 beers. And a Bloody Mary. Yeah, he was wilding. Yeah. He definitely.
Bro started cooking on there, yo. He started cooking on there. That was a Valorant promo.
That is funny as shit. That is definitely
just
funny.
Like Stone Cold, the goddamn Texas rattlesnake.
Yo, all right. So I got one more bout of injustice to deal with, straight from the New York Post. There was a bodega worker who stabbed an attacker who tried to rob his bodega, and they put this man at Rikers Island for $250,000 bail.
This man is no less than 275 Dominican pounds. There's no way. Jeans and like chancletas. This man got to be Dominican. I know he has.
Yo, sky high bail for Jose Alba, who has no criminal history. He's charged with stabbing Austin Simon, the fatal stabbing of Austin Simon. Alba's 51. Austin Simon is 35. He storms to the counter. They have video of it. He corners the man, is standing over top of him.
They beating him up.
And bro grabbed his knife and gave him the yeah. And they charged him with murder.
That's wild.
Because his girlfriend EBT card was declined. trying to buy chips for the 10-year-old daughter. This is how this all started.
Yo, how all these people dying so recently just over the stupidest shit, bro? Have you seen a buddy just killed Shorty and was caught in a casino over?
Yeah, bro. That story was wild because bro got put out the bar, went to the parking lot, shot at the bar from his car, just sprayed that shit, got in his car and pulled off. Wow, shit, crazy. Ray, no, you're not wrong about that, Ray. The commission, she's gonna quit. She didn't think that she was getting all this. She just knew she was coming to a big city to get a good job, and this shit ain't worth it.
A commissioner outlaw, you know, when you quit, come holler at me.
No thanks.
You like her? I don't know. A bitch that carry a gun bothers me. Like, no, I don't.
Left definitely that Left loved when Lil Wayne had that man sitting on top of that damn car singing them songs.
Mrs. Officer.
Man, you love that.
Oh shit.
God, this bullshit.
Oh man. So yeah, man, like the cops is running wild and doing a whole bunch of shit. Look, Aunt got your back though. Aunt says she's beautiful. I ain't saying she's not a bad looking woman, but female cops. I had a homie who's a cop, and he said, if you don't do shit else in your whole life, don't ever mess with a female police officer. Like, that was advice I got when I was like 18, and I've held that shit to heart. Because if a nigga who worked for them tell you don't fuck with them, don't fuck with them.
I had one that did, and she was an aspiring professional MMA fighter with like an amateur record.
Nah, man.
She used to slam the shit out you, didn't she?
Try.
She put a fuck.
She tried.
Yo, sit your goofy ass down.
Hour and 36 in, literally anything podcast to the people. We are rocking out here. Thanks for being with us. We appreciate everybody popped in for this little. We had a nice little steady viewership today. A lot of comments. Appreciate everybody.
In a rear naked choke.
And then her sister had the nerve to be on 90 Day Fiance. Ain't that something?
That's funny.
And it was racist on there with a Jamaican man. That joint was crazy.
That's wild.
From Pennsylvania.
So, y'all know every now and then we like to do story time here. So like I told y'all, I was in Cabo for a week. Me and the missus. We on vacation or whatever. All right. So you know how you go on vacation, right? And you go to an all-inclusive resort. The resorts are like basically it's just one area, and most times they're connected to like a public beach. Excuse me, that you use, and the regular locals can be out there and doing their thing or whatever the case is. So in one of these evenings, my wife was in the hotel room, drunk as sin, sleep. I'll get into that story in just a minute. That's part two of the story. But part one. So I'm like, all right, man, I'm not sitting in this room. I'm on vacation. I'm in Cabo. I'm gonna go out and check out the scenery and see what's good out here. Go out to go down to the main floor, come out. Leave the resort, go on to the little beach area, just walking out there, checking out the sights and shit. Now, I don't know what about me made this gentleman feel so comfortable. But as I'm walking, it's a nigga with a pair of shorts and a long sleeve muscle shirt with the pulled back Mexican ponytail joint. Like, like an extra from every Mexican cartel movie you've ever watched in your whole fucking life. And that's not me being like that, but that's really what bro looked like. And this bro says to me, "You good?" I said, "Yeah, what you mean?" He said, "You looking for cocaine?" I'm like, "What the fuck? Wait a minute." Wait a minute.
I would have said, yeah.
No,
yeah.
I was so fucking insulted. Like, bro, what about me? Looks like I want cocaine. He said, "I got weed too." Wait a minute. Why didn't you start with that? I was so fucking insulted with the fact that he felt like coke was the way to start with me. Like, what about me and my fat ass walking down the block? made you think that I was a cokehead? Nigga, like, what? Like, bro.
Got them wide nostrils, nigga.
Listen, this nigga said, and then he said it like in the Scarface, like, you got that cocaine? like, Chichi, get the yayo. Like, no, nigga. What the fuck is that? Yo, bro, I was so fucking appalled, right? I walked away from this nigga. I just ignored him. But then I was so mad, I was like, well, wait a minute, let me see the weed, because I might need to calm down now. Cabo was wild, bro. So, but let me give you the story that got me there. So, you know, in the resort, they do little shit. They have like little attractions. They had a cigar rolling class where you got to hand roll your own cigar. That was some shit I went to. They had this other thing. It was a mixology class or whatever. So I was there with my wife and her sister-in-law and, you know, her sister, her husband or whatever. So she like, I want to go to the mixology class. Me and my sister going to go. Cool. Enjoy the mixology class. Have fun with that. Goes downstairs and she's gone. I'm sitting on the deck, smoking a cigar, enjoying the view, taking pictures, chilling. Full chill mode. My nigga comes back 2.5 hours later, bro. Man, all I can say is that she walked in the door and I was by myself for the rest of the day. She came home about maybe 7. She came back in the room probably about 8, 7:45, 8 o'clock. And it was a wrap for me from there, bro. It was a wrap. I said, what's up? She said, the mixology class wasn't closed, wasn't there. So we went to the pool. I said, and then what happened? And then we had shots. I threw up 4 times.
You want to kill you, bro.
No, I told her from the rip I was telling this story. No, fucking real, I told her I was telling this shit. She knew when it happened that she was going on. No, this was too good. Bro. She said, I threw up 4 times. I said, oh, shit. I said, what was you drinking? She was like, we were drinking tequila. That's why I threw up 5 times. Wait, hold up. Rewind. Like, when I tell you, this nigga was gone. Foot up on the motherfucker. On the bed. Knocked the fuck out. Yo, like, I laughed at her for a cool 20 minutes before I left out to go get offered cocaine. Like, like it was just, like, Cabo's wow, bro. Like, it was really... They had a nigga with a violin, like, performing all these songs and shit. Like, it's just, oh, man. I like, we paid for that resort and got every nickel we fucking paid for it, man. It was definitely wild. I would go again. I would love for us to go. Like, because the squad went out there, we would show off.
Bro, my son can travel like 4 months, so I'm whatever.
Had a youngin' out on the boat and shit.
Gonna get all the bitches.
First off, but let me tell y'all something, right? You know how niggas will go out, right? And you'll go out with the people that you go out with. And for the most part, those will be the people, no matter how fucked up you get, those are the people you'll interact with for the most part.
Right.
So the next day, we go to the pool. We get a little cabana in the pool. We out there chilling or whatever. Niggas start coming to the pool, right? And this is when I knew how real it was at the pool the day before. She knew everybody in the fucking resort. They're like, hey, friend, how you doing? What's going on? And I'm looking like, who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is that? She like, I met all my friends yesterday. I said, you don't know these fucking people.
Hey, yo, I'm not going to hold you. That's me every time. Every single time.
Yo, bro, like, I had friends the next day. I felt like I got on the plane to come visit her at her spot. Like, that's how many motherfuckers she knew at the pool. Like, people was coming up to her. Hey, did you make it home yesterday fine? Like, they was talking to this motherfucker like she was a resident. Like, I just knew she spoke Spanish and made fucking tacos right there on the motherfucking side of the pool because they was talking to her like they've been friends for thousands of years. The shit was wow. Well, now, mind you, I'm not mad at none of it because socially, now I got a New York connect. I got a Bourbon connect in Kentucky. She did good work. I want you to think that the work wasn't quality. But what the fuck? Like, I knew the whole resort the next day. This was all after like an hour and 45 minutes. Don't sleep on these women when they go to them pools and the moments. Like, you never fucking know. By the way, bro, I'm giving you this comment directly from the source. Son can't travel without mother.
I ain't gonna hold you. What how he said I'm a little high, and I was like, I didn't see the name at first. I was like, bitch, who the fuck you think you talking to in my relationship? Bitch, you to be telling me who the fuck where my son to go? And then I looked down and saw her name, but I was like, oh, that's the right bitch to be.
No, yeah, she the one. It ain't nobody else that can say it. She definitely won. So the moral of the story is, if you're on vacation with your woman, and she go to the pool without you, expect to know a lot of people from all around the country. Like, we was in the airport still making friends or still talking to people. I never seen no shit like it in my whole life. Like, I literally pulled up. Bro was like, I heard so much about you. Nigga, who are you? Like, what the fuck is going on? What? I'm like, yo, like I literally had
nigga, I don't even know you.
Nigga, I'm literally meeting you right now for the first time, and you telling me how much you like me because of all this shit she told you about me. Like, man, listen, vacations are a beautiful thing. Take them. Take that time, do your thing, have some fun with that. But make sure you don't let your significant other loose, because Lord knows you'll make a whole bunch of other friends that you did not intend on making that night. And that shit was funny. It was a lot of fun, though. I enjoyed myself. I needed it. Definitely was on point. Got a couple more weeks left for this summer. Get back to school sometime in August. I ain't rushing it. I'm going to just enjoy this whole situation. Real quick, shout out to my baby boy. For those who don't know, my son took his light-skinned self down to Florida in Jacksonville with his mom. He's starting high school, so shout out to Buggy. I know he will watch this. If he was watching, he would have said something, but he will watch at some point. So shout out to him in that situation.
Hey,
we're hour 46 in.
He good when I get down there, because I'm a hop, skip, and a jump away.
My guy's good everywhere because he's the most charismatic fucking kid I've ever seen in my life. Like, I don't like, for niggas who used to think I was cool, like, he's like, he trumps me 1,000,000%. Like, that nigga is cool as hell. Like, I've never seen nothing like it in my whole life. That's my guy. We are hour 47 in. We are about to get into closing thoughts so we can start getting ready to wrap this thing up. Yeah, hold up. Let me think before we start getting. All right, so Saturday, y'all know Shadi, first lady of the LAP. She has her own show that she's doing Saturdays, the Shadi Hour. Me and Hood will be on there guest hosting with her this Saturday. We are guest hosts. We are not featured guests. Her new situation is a little different, so we will be hosting with her topics in the flow of that. We will also be on there as featured guests later, and that will be all three of us. But this particular Saturday is just going to be me and Hood. The brother left, got that new work schedule, so he getting through that. Once we get that settled and everything right, we will all be on there as a full three-piece, but we will definitely be there. So check us out, heat100fm.com, Saturday at 10 o'clock for the Shadi Hour. Me and my bro Hood will be on there guest hosting with her. Shout out to Shadi. Shout out to anybody that I seen a couple people repost that today. Shout out to Tommy and Sleeves and them podcast boys. They were showing some love with that earlier today on IG. So love y'all for that. Closing thoughts, brother Left. What's on your mind, man?
Well, funny shit. Like, I done got myself in the fucking roller skating and shit. Found out this shit is the hardest shit as a fat motherfucker like you will ever do. Like, nigga, like, it feel good though to get out there, sweat these toxins out and all of that. Like, it's a good situation. But don't be trying this shit in your 40s, trying to get nice on skates in your 40s, because it's not an easy thing to do. Go ahead, go on all streaming platforms, pick up that Happy Sunday, because
indeed,
it's there for y'all. It's there for y'all. It's some good music. We got more shit on the way.
Nothing wrong with good new music. Y'all listen to that Lupe,
No, I heard it's incredible though.
the drill music on. I like it. I like it. Check it out. I like it a lot.
It's fine.
I love that he said he did that shit from his living room though. He said he paid like how much? He said he paid like a couple hundred altogether. He spent on that job.
Bro, yeah, that's the wave now.
But for him to do it, I think is dope. Like, because clearly he has better resources than that. But he just chose like for the culture to do it like that. Like I think that's dope. But and I think it comes across in the music too, like that it was real raw and gritty and like the feel of it is exactly that. Hood, closing thought, bro. I got one, but I'll let you go first.
Damn, just leave these motherfuckers alone, man. That's all. Just leave these people.
Leave my fucks alone, man.
Stop messing with these people. Nobody be messing with y'all. Stop messing with these people. These people in here in wholesale minding their own business every single day. Just infringe on their minding their own businessness. Like, it's ridiculous. So, I mean, leave these people alone. You know what I mean? Let these people be. That's pretty much all. And if you got tattoos, you're a dirty bitch.
This tattoo thing is it's amazing that you really keep pushing with this. I find it hilarious. I love when people feed into you online.
Yo, every single time. It be that one lady.
It's like clearly you haven't been paying attention. Couple things for me. Number one, did y'all hear the Joey and the Joey Badass and Chance the Rapper track? You heard the track?
Yeah.
Chance sounded like Chance again. I was very happy to listen to that.
The last couple he has,
and I was like, "Wow, all right, Chance." Now, when my man Chill Will was on here a couple weeks ago, we was having the discussion. I told him I hated Chance's album, and he was like, "If you was looking for old Chance, you should listen to the new shit." And I went and checked for it, and he was not wrong. Like Chance sounds like himself again, and I was very, very happy about that.
You heard the joint him and Vic Mensa?
Yes, I heard both.
That joint hard too.
Yeah, I heard the Vic Mensa joint and the Joey Badass joint. He snapped on both of them. I was happy to hear that because, like I said, Chance has always been my guy. It was real wild for me to watch his fall off because I just wasn't ready for it.
Yeah.
But I understand that as an artist, sometimes if you're in a certain place, your music reflects that place you're in. Bro was very, very happy and loving his life with his new wife. And at the time he made that album, that was where he was at. Respectfully, that shit didn't appeal to me. I'm glad he happy. I want him to be in all those good places. I ain't want to hear that shit he was talking about. So whatever.
That album was the first time where I was like, oh shit, we about to see Meg Thee Stallion everywhere.
Yeah.
That was like I was like, oh, she's on a Chance the Rapper album. I'm like, okay, because Wale, right. She could be on a Wale song. Like, Wale mad at everybody. She on the a happy ass Chance the Rapper song about his. I love my wife.
I love my wife.
Bro, that's when I knew Meg Thee Stallion was about to be everywhere, and I was not wrong. Now she's trying to twerk her way out about lying about that young man.
Yeah, Meg played too much. That video is stupid. Like, why did she do that? That shit, like. You
don't even want to talk about it no more.
I mean, I wasn't mad at her no more. If she was looking for grace, she found it out of that. Because who cares? Whatever. She lied on that nigga. That nigga can't even. He stand up out of a chair and he's still the same height. I ain't worried about Tory. That wasn't nice. I apologize. No, I don't. I meant that shit from the bottom of my heart. So, like I said, we got Shotty Show on Saturday for me and Hood. Next week we'll be back. I think it's gonna be the three of us next week. I got a guest lined up for next week. Won't say nothing about it because I still haven't received full confirmation from said guest. So when I do, we'll go from there. But for the time being, it'll just be us next week. But you want, that'll be enough for y'all. That's what y'all show up for the team every motherfucking week. Literally Anything podcast for the people. If you ain't following us on any of the socials, then you ain't shit. Because why you here? Make sure you go on everything. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this Twitch situation, y'all. Because, like I said, it's just not enough traffic over there. I feel like we getting way more traffic on Twitter. Problem with Twitter is I can't check the comment. Like people can't comment into the feed on Twitter. So like I gotta keep going in Twitter to see if anybody's commenting. Like, and most people aren't, but I'm seeing the views in there. So I'm gonna keep doing the Twitter thing. We're gonna keep doing the Twitter, YouTube, Facebook thing. I'll figure out a situation with the Twitch. Maybe I'll just start uploading things on the post to that. I don't know, but we'll figure that out. I'll keep y'all updated. What? Go ahead, bro.
Bad Bunny got the best album out right now, and he got the hardest music video out. Titi Me Pregunta. Like you gotta listen to that. You gotta see that music video because that music video is unapologetically New York, Puerto Rican, and I'm here for it.
We know you are the resident Bad Bunny expert for sure. Like we get all our Bad Bunny information from the brother right there. He makes sure we stay in tune on all things Bad Bunny. Yeah, y'all. I think that's pretty much the show right there, man. I ain't gonna drag it out no longer than it need to. It's 9:30 on the Dizot. Very rare that we finish on time, so I'm gonna just let that be that. It's the Literally Anything podcast for the people. My man Hood, brother Left. We out, y'all. Peace and blessings. We'll be back this same time next week. Talk a little shit, have a little fun, go home. You already know. Oh shit. The audios will be up tomorrow, y'all. I ain't shit. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm gonna stop apologizing, but I'm gonna still put them up. The last 4 episodes will be going up at some point during the day tomorrow. So check your Spotify, check your Apple Podcasts. They'll be up. Literally Anything podcast for the people. Peace and blessings.